So I've just got this new Doogee S40 Pro phone, so I want to take a quick first look at it to see what it's like.
Comes in quite a nice no-nonsense plain box, which gives it good protection.
Lock on the way. Here we go. So there's the phone. Comes wrapped in a plastic bag to keep it nice and clean on the way. It looks as if it's come with a screen protector fitted. You'll see it's got an orange trim. I chose the one with the orange trim because one of the things I might well do to this accidentally is drop it in water while I'm filming from the canoe or something, and there's much more chance of finding it with a nice brightly coloured trim. So what else do you get in the box? You get a little box of accessories. So you get a European type plug, so that's completely useless in the UK unless you want to use it with a 2-pin adapter. But since it's just a USB charging lead, this doesn't really matter because you can plug it into any USB port. And I've got a fast charging plug which I use. Here is the lead. It's a micro B. I do prefer the micro B to the C because it locks in better. Here is the pin. And you'll notice there's a little hook on the end of it. That's because this is a ruggedized phone, so there'll be a recessed SIM tray. So in here you get a little book in case you don't know how to start a phone up, that shows you all the controls and so on. Let's have a quick look at the phone now. So those are the two lenses, and that's the flash. That's the fingerprint sensor. Now I do prefer these ones with a touch fingerprint sensor because in my experience the ones with the side sensors tend to be a bit unreliable. You've got an on-off switch and a plus and minus switch there, and there's a smart switch on this side, and here is the SIM tray. All looks rather nice. It's a bit smaller than my current phone. That's one of the reasons why I decided to get this one, because my current phone just won't fit in any pockets or anything. You can see how much bigger it is. This is much more of a pocket-sized phone, and more to the point, it'll fit in my waterproof bags with a screen protector. I always think it's a good idea to put a screen protector on even a ruggedized phone because it is much better to break a screen protector than to break the screen.
So this little cover at the top covers the jack plug hole where you can plug in just a standard headset, and you might want to use a headset with this because although the speakers on the phone are quite good, they are a little tinny, and you do better results with a headset or a Bluetooth device, which is what I do when I'm using it with music.
And what else have we got to look? We might as well look at the SIM tray while we're about it. So let's just pull this thing off. If we can get it to come off, that is. There we are. And there is the SIM tray, and there's the little hole that we have to push the thing in. And look, there's a nice little recess here to reach in to hook the SIM tray out. So that is a nice touch. I do like that. So that's released the SIM tray. Pull the SIM tray out. And here it is. You've got a slot that can either be used for a SIM card or a TF card. And you've got here a slot for a SIM card. So all quite as one would expect.
So let's turn the phone on. I'm just going to quickly run through. In fact, I've speeded this up quite a lot. So first of all, you select the language, then you connect to the Wi-Fi, then you choose what you want to do. And in my case, I'm going to restore from a phone next door. So you just enter the number on both phones, and then automatically it starts to transfer across. It takes a little while to complete, but it does transfer all the programs and all the data for most of them. Some of the Sat Nav programs you have to download the maps separately, but all the others you get the data history and everything as well, so it's completely ready to take over as your main new phone.
At some point during the setup of this phone it mentioned 3 dots at the bottom, but they haven't actually appeared. So what you do have is you have a gesture thing. So if I swipe in slightly from either side, it goes back to the previous page. If I swipe up from the bottom, it closes, it goes back to the home page. If I swipe up from the bottom again, it shows me all the apps that are currently open. So that's all really quite easy to do. And there's also a whole bunch of things you can do with the touch fingerprint button on the back. But one thing you can do is swipe down with 3 fingers and it takes a screenshot. So I'll just save that screenshot.
A big part of what I tend to use phones for is taking sort of happy snapshots. These were taken in twilight in our local woods. There's a shot taken in mono just to try out that filter. And here's a similar shot in colour. I used a overexposed because the sun was right behind, so I wanted to get my wife's face okay. I was quite proud of my broccoli, so I took a bit of film of that as well.
So there I am on the first day of January, and I'm about to take the first picking of my purple sprouting broccoli plant. One of them's ready before the others.
So because this is a ruggedized waterproof film, I can also do this. I can go underwater and see if I can get some film of my pond fish. I've got a couple of clips there. I did have to turn the gesture control off though, because I found otherwise when the phone went underwater it stopped filming because one of the gestures had been enacted. So one final thing to mention, of course, is use as a Sat Nav, and I've used this with Waze and with Google Maps and with Sujic, and they all work quite well and it seems to navigate pretty well.